Dad! Hey, Dad!
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad! 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 Hey, Dad, did you see that?
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Dad?
Daddy-o! What's up? Dad! Dad!
The number one dad.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Hey Dad. I am Mango here with Joel
What's up?
and Chris.
Hello, hello.
Chris. And we have a special guest with us today, Danielle Frank. She is a author of a new book, A Wine's Lover Guide to Parenting, and she's also a former film publicist. Danielle, nice to meet you. Welcome.
Nice to meet you all. Thanks for having me on your fabulous podcast. Excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your book. I just almost finished it about 20 minutes ago, and then my kid got fussy, so I didn't quite get to the end.
Don't use the kid
Yeah,
card.
of course.
Come on.
It's 11 lessons on how to raise your kids well, all related to wine terminology. It's written in the style of a children's rhyming illustrated book, but clearly the content's related to wine, so it's not made for anyone under 21. But it's just a satirical, fun humor book, whether you're a parent, exasperated aunt or uncle, somebody that just loves wine or a good humor book. It's really made for anybody. Like I said, it parallels raising your kids to wine terminology, but every time I use a wine term, I give the definition. At the back of the book gives a basic understanding of how wine is made. But it's just especially for caretakers, parents. It's made to it's poignant lessons. I've gotten good feedback on that it is really relevant to rearing kids, but it gives yourself permission to laugh along the way.
Sure. I right when it said little shits, I was like, oh, all right, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be funny. It immediately reminded me of Shel Silverstein, growing up with the rhyming and the short. That's kind of like short stories because you're, like you said, you're going through the processes of wine. So the processes of wine and then growing up and teaching. I found that very good.
I love that
The
you just referenced Shel Silverstein because he was my absolute favorite growing up. And I always read Silverstein. I loved rhyming books when I was younger. So I've always loved rhyming and I've loved writing. So, I love the idea of creating something. I've written or I've worked on some children's book series. And if you heard the book, Go the F to Sleep.
I just
yeah.
read
That's
that to
that
my
one.
13-year-old the other night.
Yes. So I actually wrote this book when around the time that book came out. I wrote about 13 years ago because it just really, Adam Manzak opened up the window for this new style of genre, like an adult children's book. But I wanted to interlay my skills in rhyming and my love for rhyming. So that's why I created the book my way.
Nice. It's one of the biggest selling points I thought was if you're a parent, especially like me myself, I have not a newborn, she's almost one, but you're constantly doing stuff. I'm constantly chasing her now because she's on the move. So I usually don't have a
She's
lot of time to
almost a pro
read.
snowboarder already.
Almost. We're getting there. And
Start young. I wish somebody put me on skis or snowboard when I was young. I tried to learn to ski in my 30s and it's not cute. So start them young with everything.
you still do it?
No, I was my ex-fiance. He would go skiing with his kids, and I was trying to go with them every President's Day weekend trip, and it was a whole thing. And I tried 2 years, and then I was like, no, it's just like I said, learning in your 30s is not cute. So I abandoned it, sadly.
But God
At least
love Mango, but he is dead set on. He got her a snowboard for Christmas with the handle, and he's dead set she's gonna be snowboarding next year. And God
Oh
love
my,
him. I
that
don't know
is
about it too. I
incredible.
don't know it too, but we'll see.
I'm
Is
working
she
on it. I'm
walking?
working
Is
on
she
it.
walking, or is she going to snowboard before she learns to walk?
Yes,
Uh,
probably.
yeah, she's Spider-Maning around the house. She's grabbing onto things, walking, but she's got to hold on. So I got the bar for her for the snowboard, so she can hold on.
Oh my
So
God,
we're
that's
we're getting there.
amazing.
We're working on it. But yeah, your book it's not super long, so it gives me the time to sit there. And I was like, oh, I can get this in, and then go chase the kid. Let me come back to it real quick. Go chase the kid. Come back. Done. Good. Almost done. I almost finished it. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
um,
lighthearted and it's meant to be a quick read and like I said, just make you laugh along the way for sure.
yeah, it's fun. What made you want to go from the films to a book, or from wine to a book? I guess you had a couple steps in between there.
Yeah, so I about 20 I don't want to age myself. Let's just say I'm over 21. Um, but I had started in the entertainment industry working for Miramax Films, and I moved out to LA from New York. And I say that I went from red carpets to red wine. I segued into the wine and spirits world. So I actually still work in the wine and spirits industry. I worked at Bacardi USA for over 10 years, and I've been with Moet Hennessy for over 11 years now. So writing this book was a combination of a multitude of things. I love wine. I work in the industry, so I love the idea of storytelling. I love the idea of making wine knowledge accessible and easy. I go out to eat with my friends all the time, and they give me the wine list. And it's like it doesn't have to be so jarring. You don't have to be an expert. It's all subjective. It should be fun. It should be enjoyable. And so I love the idea of making learning about anything fun and accessible. And then also at the same time, I was engaged and I really wanted the path of motherhood to happen for me. And I realized my fiance, who has kids from a first marriage, ultimately he didn't want more kids. So I broke it off, and I ultimately that path didn't happen for me. But I realized that the nurturing doesn't end there. Just because you're not a mother to, your child. Cover your ears, my dog. He's looking at me with with daggers now. No, but just because the path of motherhood doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that the caring, the nurturing, the want to foster the development of kids goes away. I'm heavily involved in my niece and nephew's lives, and I'm also involved in a lot of my friends' kids' lives. I'm Aunt Danielle to many a kid out there. So it just sort of all came together, wanting to, like I said, it's my contribution to wanting to help shape how kids are raised. I say you don't need to be a parent to know good behavior in humans. So, again, it was my sort of nod to wanting to create something as fun and lighthearted, but poignant and relevant to how we should be raising kids today. And watching my village and all my friends and my sister and raising these kids, um, it's I always say when you're in the trenches and on the battlefield, sometimes it's not as easy for them to see the grape juice you're drinking can turn into a lovely Cabernet. So for me, just being on the sidelines and being around all of them, and also working in the wine industry, it was just fun to see the parallels that I could see on these great parenting to wine terms. And the first chapter is I drink wine, I don't listen to wine, and that's how the book all came together because I was watching my niece and nephew, and they were younger then, and although they are great kids, they're adults now. They're in college, which is wild. Um, they were whining about something, and that's when I said, Aunt Danielle drinks wine, she doesn't listen to wine. And from there, it all just came together.
That's pretty good.
I think that's a good
Yeah.
statement. So, sorry, Domingo.
Go
Go ahead.
on, Joel.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so like with you having the book out, um, how do you respond to people that kind of I don't know, kinda get you off track of about, like, you don't really know how to parent, you know what I mean? I don't wanna sound, rude or anything, but, like, their opinion of, you wrote a parenting book, but you're not a parent, so you really don't understand, the situation, so, like, how do you kinda navigate that situation with your book?
Sure. Sure. I mean, look, this book is lighthearted and fun and tongue in cheek. And I'm not professing to be, clinical professional. I'm not professing to give advice on what you should do in situations. I think my unique vantage point, is the beloved auntie witnessing the beautiful chaos of parenting while bringing a refreshing, judgment-free perspective. It's just that's what it's meant to be. And it's meant to allow parents to feel seen, validated, less alone. And like I said, it's my contribution trying to shape and make an impact. I've been there, watching my niece and nephew, and like I said, an aunt. I am involved to so many of my friends' kids, so I know what it's like to watch them, and a lot of what these lessons are based off of are based off what I'm witnessing from the sidelines, witnessing the great parenting, witnessing how, you know, um, one of the chapters is giving your kids a nice punt. Punt is the bottom of the bottle, and this chapter is meant to teach your kids to be worldly and give them depth. That comes from watching my best friend Micah, for example, and his wife Nancy. They've raised this kid, Hudson, who's I mean, he's my little nephew, even though we're not by blood. We just did an escape room the other day. I just watching them, the way they raised him. That chapter, for example, is like they've taught him to be so worldly. This is a 13-year-old kid, oh, now 14 years old. I had them over with some friends for Thanksgiving dinner, and I had, all my adult friends here. And Hudson's 14 and he's interacting with everybody. He's so adult because they've given him trust, and they expose him to so many things in the world. And they want to teach him about, being open-minded to everything. And so when I went to take him to an escape room the other day, three of my friends that were there for Thanksgiving are like, we want to come. We want to hang out with Hudson. He was like, he's 14 years old, but he talks to us and hangs out with us like he's an adult because he's so worldly, and they
Sure.
don't shelter him. They don't coddle him. So
You mean he
again, it's
doesn't
not
keep his
coming.
face in an iPad?
No, no, they're really good about that, which is great. Of course, he has his phone and,
Sure.
his technology. But yeah, so again, it's, I'm not saying I'm a professional. I'm not saying this is right and this is wrong. I'm
Right.
just saying have a laugh about it. And like I said, you don't need to be a parent to know good human behavior, right? Like one
Yes.
of my favorite chapters, which I'd love to read at some point, is you don't want your kids to ferment. It's about manners, right? Don't we want that in all human beings, whether we're a parent or not? I think we know that that's good behavior in everybody.
Sure.
I think
Um,
it's great to have somebody with a perspective to bring some lightheartedness to it, because in the trenches, it's not always that lighthearted going through it, so it's nice to have, like, a
Jesus, not
resource
even
to be like, "Oh,
close.
yeah, we can be, lighthearted and laugh about this and maybe drink some wine and take the edge off too, because I'm going through that phase. I have a 13-year-old as well, and, yeah, just going through it with them is just like you definitely need all the reminders you can get to, keep up and, I like the kinda whole view of somebody, like an outsider, an aunt or an uncle or a neighbor or a friend, somebody that kind of sees the big picture. Because when you're a parent going through it, it's just like kind of laser focused on just, dealing with the topic at hand. But then watching other friends and their kids, it's like you can appreciate and kind of laugh at the whole situation a lot easier than when you're the one going through it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I say. Like when you're not in the trenches, right? I hear them trade war stories like battle-hardened soldiers.
Yeah.
It's as an outsider, I have that fresh perspective. And whether you're a parent or not, everyone can relate to the wine WHINE and the wine WINE moments of life. And again, I mean, you said it best. When you're in it, it's sometimes hard to laugh about it. So this book is meant to be my homage, and give parents, caretakers, anybody permission to have a laugh about it.
sure. Speaking of which, would you like to read that section now?
Love to read it. So this is lesson 3. You don't want your kids to ferment. Now, if you know anything about the fermentation process, and it gives the definition here, ferment is turning sugar into alcohol. So when you think about sugar, obviously that's something sweet. Turning into alcohol, alcohol can be considered, harsh and biting. So that's the lesson here, is you don't want your kid to be harsh, biting, have bad manners. So manners, manners, manners are the key to it all. These lessons need to start even when they're small. Teach them this from day one before they start to crawl. You don't want your kid to be the sour grape in the bunch and turn into a spoiled brat that kids want to punch. When they start talking, make sure they know thank you and please, and to always say bless you when they hear someone sneeze. Please and thank you are an absolute must. Without that, your child's a total bust. There's nothing worse than a child who has behavior that is crude, because it'll continue as they're older and become someone who's rude. People don't take kindly to and aren't nice to those with attitude, because it's very off putting and puts others in a bad mood, oftentimes causing confrontation and leads to a nasty feud. Wanting to put a little bit of poison in your child's food. Is that really how you want your kids to be viewed? Wouldn't you prefer that there's someone who's wooed? Without manners, they'll ferment and turn into someone harsh and biting. They may turn into a kid who's rude, obnoxious, and always fighting. So teach your kids some manners and to have some heart and soul. Without that, your kid may well turn into an a-hole.
It's pretty good.
Thank you. And yeah, as you said, like all the chapters in there are lighthearted and fun like that. So again, I'm not saying what you're doing is right, what you're doing is wrong, but I think we can all agree that manners are important in people.
I feel like
Yeah.
you should do an audio version of your book. You read
I
that
would
very
like
well.
Thank you. I would like that, and this is a whole new process for me. This releasing a book. I did hybrid publishing, which is sort of like self-publishing. So I'm hoping through all the promotion and all these great podcasts I'm doing that I get interest for somebody wants me to do the audiobook, and interest in my next book that I'm working on is a whiskey lover's guide to dog breeds. So any
Jesus.
publishers out there
Nice.
that's available to
No, you got me because of whiskey. If I could flip my camera around and show you my bar, I would be your first customer on your book.
Oh, excellent. Do you have a dog as well?
No, I have a shit ton of whiskey.
That's great. This will tell you this book is designed to style like what the dog style of whiskey would be. Like what dog
I
if
think that
dogs
one
were
would
a
be
whiskey, what that would
that can
be.
be a
Yeah.
fun book.
I
That
You could
sounds
really
fun.
you could really knock that one out of the park.
Yeah, I've already started it. It's been really fun. I'm a big whiskey bourbon drinker as well on top of wine.
Yeah.
I'm not an alcoholic, I swear.
Yeah, we are neither.
Not at all.
Just
Yeah.
hobbyists.
Yeah.
Real
Extreme
quick,
hobbyist.
I got to spend like a year out in San Jose, Santa Cruz area, and one of the guys I worked with out there was dating a wine lady. I don't know the official terminology, but sales rep maybe. But she would
Sommelier.
always come over after. I don't know if she was that good, but yeah, because I know about bring over like 6 different bottles of wine from her, like, day at work, and we would, like, drink some expensive wine and then some cheaper wine and, like, got into it there. I don't know if you've ever heard of Thomas Fogarty Winery. It's in Santa Cruz. I don't know how big they are.
Yeah, I think they're a small winery, but yeah, I mean, the sale sounds like she was a sales rep either for the winery or the distributor. And yeah, they've
A
always got like the
distributor.
little roller bag of bottles that they're tasting customers on. And
That
yeah,
was
it's
yeah,
great.
that was
It's
always a
great to
good
be
time.
friends with people like that.
Yeah, it definitely helped, verse me in wine, and I definitely like, I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's a good one, but I like the Cab Sauv, personally, it's, like, my favorite. Merlot is always smooth, but it seems like kind of like a safe wine, like, I appreciated them all, though. I definitely learned to appreciate the drier red wines, where I didn't really like those before.
And that's the beauty of wines and like you say, even with whiskeys, right? Or anything, it's discovering the style that you like. What I like, you might not like. And, I have one friend that doesn't like Pinot Noir, but I do. And, it's all just, it's all perspective and people have different tastes and also what it evokes, a certain emotion or feeling for you. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to try them
I
all.
found Yeah, I found I wasn't really a fan of the white wines. I thought I would be, but then being in Ohio, we have some wineries up on the Great Lakes, but everything I learned over here is very sweet, so it's almost too sweet compared to, like, once you get used to the dry wines, I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
not
they do a
really
lot of blends
don't
here
really like
too.
the fruity
So
ones.
Yeah, I don't like sweet wines, and sounds like you haven't had some good dry white wines. Sounds like you
Probably
need
not.
some of those, especially I don't advise that in Ohio in the middle of winter, wine on a nice summer day, a nice dry, Chablis or Sauvignon Blanc or, Grigio. Try it in the summer maybe. But you don't have to like it. That's
Okay,
the other thing.
yeah, but it's always fun to try. I like trying new stuff, and if somebody
Yeah.
says that there's something worth trying out there, like, I'm okay to try to find it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, the sweet wines, I don't know. That's sweet wines generally, some people like the sweet wines. Not for me.
Yeah, a lot of the girls around here do. I know, my wife, we've gone up to the Great Lakes for the wine up there, and I'm like, I can have a couple sips, but I'm like, "Holy cow, it's, like, sweeter than, like, Kool-Aid." I don't even know.
Is
But
that the
on the
style of wine that they produce?
uh, I've only slightly looked into it, but I feel like it's more like all we can grow around here and make around
Interesting.
is the sweeter
Yeah,
stuff, so
yeah.
yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but
it's
on the
definitely
whiskey book though, real quick, what's your, go-to whiskey for Huskies? Because me and Mango both have Huskies.
You know what? I'm gonna look that up while we're talking because the
oh,
husky one,
it's
I
a
like
high proof rye that just
The husky. So my dog is part husky. He's a mix.
Okay.
Um, the husky is, yeah, because I've just started doing like all the research on like looking at styles of dogs and then styles of whiskeys. I don't have anything, I haven't attributed because I've done like the actual brands. So I haven't attributed one to
Okay.
husky yet, but don't worry, it's coming
Well,
because my dog is part
keep
husky
us
and he's
in
got to be represented
yeah,
in there.
keep us
Oh,
in
of
mind.
course.
Yes.
Talk a lot?
What's that?
So does he talk a lot?
No, he doesn't. He's a total mutt. He's Lab Husky Shiba.
Okay.
He only talks like he's very anxious. That's the Shiba in him. So like if I bring him to day camp for the day, when I pick him up, that's when he talks like so excited to see me, like he thought I was leaving him for life. But otherwise, he doesn't really talk as much as a husky. Do your huskies talk a lot?
All the
Yeah. Are
time.
they talking more than your
Yeah,
kids?
absolutely. They talk to the kid.
Yeah.
And the hair is unreal. I
Oh yes, that
go
part I
through I don't
have
know
the
how many
husky.
vacuums I go through. Yeah.
Oh, I
Uh,
have lint rollers everywhere in my car. Like I can't leave the house without lint rolling myself like daily.
yeah, I made the bad decision. I got my first husky after the police academy, and then I was like, "Oh, he needs a friend. I should get a second one." That was a bad idea. That was the worst idea ever.
Do
And
they
it's been
talk to
like
each other a
14.
lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they get
Yeah,
in arguments all the time.
so cute. I love that. I love seeing the Instagram videos of those.
Yeah. 14 years later, they're
I feel
still hyper. You
yeah, I
gonna
feel
say,
pretty
Chris?
lucky as
I'm
far as the
sorry.
talking goes. You're all right, Joel. He's getting over the
I'm getting
flu
over
this
the
this
flu, so I
so
have cough and everything, and so I'm sorry if I get cough into the mic. I'm trying to catch them, but I'm not doing
Oh,
great.
it's going around. It's definitely
Oh
going
my
around
god.
right
So
now.
my sister came home. My sister lives in Texas. She came home for New Year's. And whenever she comes home, we throw like the New Year's party at the house, and so she comes over and she's like, "Oh, one of the kids has a headache, yada yada yada," and it just exploded. Everybody at the party has the flu. We got it on New
Oh.
Year's. The kid, like my son, started it. Me and the girls got it together. Luckily, my wife hasn't gotten it. She's been walking around the house with a can of Lysol the whole freaking time. So
Smart.
yeah, she's like trying to stay away. So it has not
Yeah,
been fun.
it's no fun. Yeah, everyone I know is getting the flu and of course, as you guys know with parents, that's the one good thing from the auntie side. When the kids are sick, I get to say goodbye, go home,
Yeah.
go home to my house and luckily
Lucky.
dogs don't get the flu.
We have these long
Yeah.
breaks from school and you're like, "Oh, okay, everybody's healthy," and then they get back to school and everybody's sick again because just germ festapalooza. So
Yeah.
it's whatever. I don't know if anybody had a question. I wanted to hear a little bit about your time in Hollywood, like doing stuff. Well, I know that you live out there. But like what is being a publicist like? Like what's that involve? Who did you ever actually have real interactions with a lot of the celebrities? Like what was that?
I did. So when I was in New York, I worked for Miramax Films. So I did international PR, which meant that we promoted our films internationally. And it was great. And I was in my 20s in New York, flying all over the world, the Cannes Film Festival,
Yeah.
the Venice Film Festival, Berlin. So we would be promoting the films with the talent from the film. So yeah, I met anyone and everyone in a Miramax film back in the day, and it was great. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work. You're dealing with a lot of personalities,
Sure.
but you're obviously trying to, promote the film to the international audience and the international press.
So does that mean like you're doing like interviews with like reporters or something and telling them about the film or
No, we set up like a lot of what's called press junkets with the international press. So it would be a day where the talent from the film are sitting in a, when you see like those little
yeah, yeah, yeah.
snippets of
Yeah, yeah.
interviews, that's usually a press junket. So they do that with the domestic press, and then we do a day with international press as well. So
Okay.
all the press from, representing all the international TV and news outlets, and magazines, come and do interviews. And then when we do tours in markets, there'll be a premiere, let's say in London, and then we'll do a round of, the morning shows in London with the actors from the film. So
Yeah.
kind of overseeing all the logistics of that.
Gotcha.
And then,
Okay.
yeah, and then I moved to LA and there were no studio jobs. So one of the agencies that represented the actors, they were looking for somebody to backfill a position. And I didn't think I wanted to be a personal publicist, but I wanted to get out to LA. So I took the job, and a few months in, I realized my instinct was right. No disrespect to any publicists out there. Like, it works for some people, not for me. I'm not a yes man. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's a role often you have to, it's a thankless job. It can be a thankless job. And sometimes you have to be a yes man, and you have to put sometimes your clients' needs ahead of yours. And I just didn't like being in that personal PR capacity. So that's when I left and fell into the wine and spirits industry. And it's been
You
a
fell
wild
the
ride
right
since.
way. You
Yeah, I fell the
you
right
fell the right
way.
way.
It
I
was
would
great. I
love to.
said,
I'm gonna make our whole episode of this podcast, even though we all stated we're not alcoholics. I'm gonna make it sound like we're alcoholics. I would totally love to have a job in that business. It
it's,
would be a blast.
people say all the time, they're like, "Oh, do you like drink all the time?" I'm like, obviously not.
No, no,
It's a
just
job like
enjoy it.
anything else, but especially when you're representing great brands, like I've been fortunate to do, it's really fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
I could.
That's great.
It's a
I
job
like
I think I could get behind.
date. I like being friends with somebody who dates wine reps. That's a fun job too. Definitely
Yeah,
some perks
exactly.
there. That was a good time.
Yeah.
Did he end up with her?
No, we the job was kind of a traveling job. We were there for a year or so, so it was a little bit longer of a stay, and I don't think they lasted after we all left. I left before he
Because you
did, so
drank so much, she had
Well, there are sales reps in every city, so
to.
there
well,
should be like a Tinder site for wine
Yeah,
and
there you go.
spirits sales
there
reps.
you go. Well, another cool gig that I had was we used to fly in for fuel and Napa Valley wine like multiple times. So yeah, we'd have a lot of bottles from that as well. So that
I
was
love
fun.
Napa Valley. I say is my adult Disneyland.
I
Man, I
love it.
want to get into wine so much, but I feel like wine is such an occasion drink that it's hard to like really because I'm a come home, pour a couple fingers of whiskey and sit down on the couch person. And I want to be into wine, but it's like it never seems like the right time to drink it.
But you don't
And when
have
you
to
do,
be.
it's a
You
whole
can
bottle.
enjoy your whiskey, but what's a really nice, like a nice Cabernet with a steak if you eat meat, or sometimes
Oh yeah.
it's a good experience with food, I find
I
as well.
that's how so I like doing it that way too. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I like the experience. I go on a golf trip every year and we went to the steakhouse this year and I was like, well, we might as well get a bottle of red wine. We're getting steak. We might as well get a bottle. And they just paired it and so the experience on that
Mm.
end, absolutely, I completely agree. But I also
That's
want to have a nice
amazing.
fancy wine collection to show off, but
Well,
everybody
it sounds like you have
everybody
a great whiskey collection, so
I
you're
do.
winning.
Yeah. It's I don't know if we can say that in front of my wife, but yeah.
So, a little bit more about you and how you got to where you got. Who was Danielle Frank in high school?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Man.
Danielle was, and I will say this, just bringing it back to also like parenting and all that. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm still the same person, but a lot of what I based the lessons on in my book too was also about the way I was raised. And I think I thought a lot about also like how I was raised. My parents were divorced since I was one. So I had a lot of autonomy and I was very independent. I was always an independent kid. And so in high school, my parents, like, they were not that strict. They always entrusted in me. And that was a key lesson and a first real defining moment for understanding like parenthood or parenting as well, because they didn't have me on such a tight leash, I was the least of my friends to rebel. I mean, I like to go out, behind the rec center and we pop Bartles and James and do all that, but like I didn't have a curfew, but my friends did. Like I just never, I don't know, I never like I was the last one to have sex. I was the last one. Well, maybe not the last one, but I was just, I never had anything to rebel against. So let's say that, my friends that had the strictest parents, they were the ones that were rebelling. They were the ones like sneaking out of their windows and like, doing the bad things. Like I really didn't have anything to rebel against because my parents just entrusted me and I didn't want to, I didn't want to ruin that trust that they had in me. So I thought, so I always was kind of a responsible person, but an independent spirit as well. I don't know. Yeah.
Sure. Were you like the Did you play a lot of sports, or were you, like, the popular kid? Were you in, I don't know,
I'd
the
like
clubs
I'd
and
like to think
everything?
I was popular. I mean, we didn't have like my high school was it wasn't like, the jocks and the cheerleaders or anything like that. We were all it was a smallish school, like 180 kids in my grade. So not too small,
Where
but not
where
that big.
where
What's
did you
that?
grow up?
On the East Coast. So I went to high school in Fort Lee, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, we just kind of like we all grew up like since elementary school, so we all knew each other. I'd like to think I was popular, but not like, a mean girl at all. And sports, like I'm like I love sports. I'm very athletic. I'm diehard football fan, like diehard. I just won 3 out of my 5 fantasy football leagues this year. Thank you very much. Very
Nice.
proud of that.
Yeah.
3 of 5, and I came in third and then fourth in the other two. So very impressive. But I love
Oh, you know
sports.
your shit.
But I love football. I love NFL football. But you know what? In high school, well, one I didn't really like. I did try track at one point. I didn't like the regiment of having to go to practice, and then also like I'd see my dad on the weekends. He lived in New York City, so I didn't like having my weekends like I'd have to be at like track meets or anything because it would inter impede my time with my dad. So I stopped doing like sports and I like to babysit. I think I'm entrepreneurial and I always love like babysitting or doing like odd jobs to make some extra allowance money, extra cash.
Yeah, that's perfectly okay. Maybe we
Yeah,
get
sure.
Yeah.
that.
Sometimes when you find out what somebody was like when they were a kid to see, because you seem very goal oriented. Like there's, you've done a lot of cool things, and a lot of cool things that a lot of people will never do. That's why I asked, how were you as a kid? Because usually there's something there that keeps pushing you and pushing you.
I think a lot of that, I'll tell you, and I've been talking about this on a lot of the podcasts I've been doing, is so two things. My dad was a big inspiration to me. Like he started from nothing and worked his way up to be a big success. And, it really was a big inspiration for me to see how hardworking he was and to see everything he had. But then he also lost all of it and he made some bad decisions. And that was another thing he taught me was, he's like, you never know when it can all go away. So, be smart, be, with with your decisions, with your choices, save, do all that. But the other thing, when I look at my life is I I've had these pivots, right? The career pivot from entertainment industry to the wine and spirits industry. I've had life pivots where I thought I was going to go the path of marriage and kids, and that path didn't happen for me. And what I've learned along the way was, there isn't one yellow brick road that leads to the Wizard of Oz. There's lots of different paths along the way. And every time I veered off one path, I didn't just stay, like down in the dumps and, sad that it didn't happen for me. I just kind of propelled myself forward because, and that's it. I sort of embraced the pivot. And that was another early lesson for me. And I realized like when you embrace the pivot, you allow yourself to enjoy what that path is, and that's that's what's happened for me. Yes, I didn't go for motherhood, but I don't have kids, so now I travel the world, and I have less restrictions at home, so it's allowing me to try different things. I don't have to pay for college, so it's allowing me to bring this book that I wrote 13 years ago to life and spend the money to bring it to life and work on the promotion and all that. So I think along the way, just I always feel like if you learn to embrace the pivot and lean into it, then you might see that it could take you on a great journey.
I that's such a good way to put it because I'm a I'm a tomorrow's over and the future hasn't happened yet, so let's just go with what happens today kind of person.
Yeah.
So I think it's just embracing everything as it comes is a perfect way to get through life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
a
you,
good
you can't.
mindset to have. Like, you had a great mindset. I'm guessing something happened, didn't go your way. New door opens. A new door will always open, but you didn't let whatever that situation was, whether it's losing a job or whatever, get you down. And you probably didn't wallow in pity. You just moved on to the next adventure, which I think a lot of people should do more often.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's obviously it's not always so easy for people, but I think once you also realize that, like for me, it was the job pivot first. Like when I left the entertainment industry, I left it without having another job, which is very unlike me. I'm very type A. But I fell into this job in wine and spirits and I quickly saw like what a great industry this is. I worked my way back up and so that was sort of the defining moment. And so when my engagement, when I decided to break that off, I knew that I had the power to move on from that and know that I'll be okay because, I had this career pivot. I knew having this life pivot, I can pick myself up and strap on my boots and I'll be all right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Going back
What did you do?
to
What
I don't know
happened?
what I
What
did.
was that?
I messed up the audio. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
That's what I get for
Okay.
pushing buttons. Uh,
Were you trying to do one of your sound clips or
no,
something?
no, I'm not doing sound
Oh,
clips when we
okay.
have a
Just
guest.
making sure.
Not.
Oh, you could do a fun sound. Do I get like
So
a
we,
cool sound?
I
well, here we can lead into that. But so, how did you?
I don't know
I
what I
know that
have on here.
you're doing. Oh, well, you know how many you have on there. You have them
I'll
wrote down and know
I'll
exactly.
Rick roll you right
Um,
now.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and do you
yeah.
say
Anyway,
I'm sorry, Joel. What were you gonna say?
Love it, love
I
it.
was
Just
gonna
kidding,
say
Joel.
I was
We're still
asking
getting new equipment
Danielle.
on board. So.
I know. I'm gonna get my own soundboard so we can mess with Mango. So like I know you're out trying to promote your book and everything, but when we're so not anything yet with this podcast, we're terrible with social media. We're learning how it works and everything. So when we get a chance to have a guest on, I'm always curious, like how did you end up here? Why us?
So I'm working with this podcast. I don't even know what they are. It's a company that has um they have the ability to connect you with I mean, you're right. Like there are thousands and thousands and
Right.
thousands upon thousands of podcasts out
There
there.
are
And
so
so
many.
this company, they have like some sort of computer algorithm that they um yeah, they exposed me to like all potential podcasts, whether it's related to kids, parenting, humor books, the career
Nice.
pivots, life pivots. So, and it opens me up to all these podcasts and it exposes me to it. And then I listen to them and see what it's all about. And yeah, I want to be on everything and get
Yeah.
my book out there. But I mean, I'm loving the podcast thing, by the way, like having these organic conversations. It's so fun. It's so fun. Like I've met
Yeah.
so many people through it. It's great.
Yeah.
I just love this whole medium.
I am not a make money on internet person because I'm a so I own a home repair business. I don't know how much you've listened to us and how much you know, but I own a home repair business. I'm a make money physically kind of person, but I would give everything to just sit here and talk all day, just regular conversations. Because it's just fun. Like you find out
Yeah.
things and learn and bullshit and it's just a great way to spend a few hours. I love it.
People get
Yeah, I
to hear
really
me called Joel Gay all the time. Joel, you're gay.
Yeah, mangoes.
Yeah, it's been so fun, and that's the thing, like, where the conversations take you, and obviously listeners are reacting to it and enjoying it and like that organic conversation. I mean, I know I love listening to podcasts all the time too, just for that
Yeah.
that candid talk and where they tend to lead you as well. Yeah, it's fun.
I know
It's
I
fun.
find
You have a dad podcast and we're talking about whiskey and wine and all
yeah,
that,
I mean
but
that's
I've
well,
heard you
I
guys talk
yeah.
about movies and things like that. It's just fun to hear all, just dads chatting.
Yeah.
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 The
We
the
had
wine thing, I feel like the wine thing, most dads are turned on to the whiskeys and stuff, and I like scotch. But
Well,
the
because
wine, man,
it's not
it's a
pushed
nice
as a
way that
masculine thing, you know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
open up to that and like you could have a nice date night with your wife and explore
sure.
something fun, where you normally don't feel like that's your thing. But yeah, I was single when I did my whole wine things. I had no reservations or hesitations or any thoughts about it. I was just like, hell yeah, I'll drink some free wine and see what's up and feel fancy. And I felt very fancy. And
Yeah.
then especially when she told us the price on some of those bottles, I was like, well, let me put that pinky finger up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But so that's cool.
yeah, it's nice when it's when somebody opens a really nice bottle of wine. We've got some nice wines in our portfolio, and I've been lucky to taste some of them. But yeah, man, the prices of some wines, they can be pricey, but it's always good when
Especially when you
somebody
can
else is
find
opening that
a
bottle.
yeah, yeah.
Let's yeah, exactly. Let's talk about wine real quick for a little bit, maybe a lot. Um, can you, being honest, do you really think there's a difference in the price per bottle when it comes to the taste in wine?
I mean, yes. I mean, a lot of it is behind the scenes, right? How much work has been put into the creation of that bottle? What they do, like what they do with their grapes and the fields and the
Sure.
harvesting. And I mean, it's really about what goes into the bottle as well. And a lot of times, when they're blending, aged reserve wines. Yeah, I think, I've tasted some real shitty wines, and then I've tasted some really nice wines too.
But have you is there like a good cheap bottle that you would put up against an expensive bottle going, "Listen, this is good ass wine, even though it's $12."
I mean, there's lots of great wines at $12 price point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of great wines. I mean,
Yeah.
people. I mean, we even in our portfolio, we have like this Terrazas is like a Malbec. It's one of the best Malbecs. You could get it for 10,
I
12
need to try a
bucks.
Malbec. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many great wines out there. Yeah,
It's it's like because in the whiskey world, people don't understand that whiskey stops aging when it gets into the bottle, whereas wine keeps aging when it's in the bottle. And so they're like, "Oh, price really matters when it comes to whiskey." And it's like, dude, if you find a $20 bottle of whiskey that's been aged to a certain thing, or it has the exact taste profile that you like, it does not matter. You don't need to go buy a $300 bottle of whiskey to just say that you enjoy whiskey.
yeah, and as we know, right? Like some people, really like those fancy whiskeys, but some people really like an inexpensive. It's all taste
Oh yeah.
profile, right? What's your favorite
Oh,
whiskey?
right. So my daily drinker right now is Wild Turkey Long Branch. I love that. It's a regular oak, bourbon, but then they add mesquite staves at the end of it, and it gives it
Oh,
like this sweet taste. I love weeded bourbons. So like Weller Special Reserve and Maker's Mark and most weeded bourbons. I really enjoy. I like that little sweet taste. I don't like the um high proof bourbons because when you drink them and they just burn in the middle of your chest, that's not enjoyable. That's not
yeah,
what I want to do when I'm drinking bourbon.
Burn, just a burn.
Right, right. So, and the bottle that I buy, right, it's like 33 bucks. You know what I mean? And people are like, "Oh, well,
nice.
why do you buy that one?" I'm like, "Cause that's what I like. Like,
Yeah,
it's good
exactly.
bourbon."
Like you say, it's all subjective, right? What you like, somebody else
Yeah,
might not like.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
because trust me, I have bottles in here that people will shit a brick when I open that. They're like, "How do you have that?" And then I open it and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's freaking just drink it. Like that's what it's for."
It's to enjoy. Danielle, what's that one bottle you're waiting to open?
I have this French, what is it? I need to take I just looked at the other day. I have there's like a this where is this? This is you can see Chevre Chambertin. I'm not good with the French pronunciations, but beautiful bottle, 2004. I also have a nice Opus One here that somebody gifted me. I'm still not as good. Like I wouldn't say I'm like the best expert in knowing also when's the appropriate time to open it. So I try and there's a lot of good sites where you can look it up. This is a French Saint Emilion from 2011, but like all the French wines, giving it some age is really, really lovely.
Nice.
There's
I like that they're so readily available right there.
all the wines. There's the dog. Yeah.
Oh.
That's a good looking dog.
Yeah, he's a handsome fellow. Oh, see, you see his dad looks exactly like I saw the parents. So the dad looks full husky. So
Oh,
that's where you get
nice.
that. Yeah.
So you told us a little bit about your dad. What about your mom?
My mom, my mom, she was a single mom at 31 with two kids. Back then, she wasn't allowed to, her parents didn't let her finish college because back then it was, you don't need to finish college. You're going to get married and be a housewife. So, as soon as she was divorced, she went back to work and she worked every day up until she's retired now in Boca with her boyfriend.
Nice.
Sh
There
She
you go.
reconnected with a guy
Wow.
that she dated when I was 5. They dated for a year, and he didn't want to get remarried, and she did, so they broke up. And she never remarried until they connected over COVID. She was living still in New Jersey, and him in Florida, and they spoke every day for a year, and then she moved down to Florida. And she just quit working last year at 80 years old. But yeah, so I
Jeez.
certainly get that work ethic from her about pounding the pavement and taking care of yourself. She had to take care of two kids as a single mom. So definitely was an inspiration to for me to be such a hard worker as well.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
do you get home to New Jersey much and go into New York or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I say more I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker at heart, but luckily my company is based in New York and I have a lot of clients there, so I get to go back probably about 6 times a year, seven
Oh,
times
nice.
a
I was
year.
I
Yeah.
was
So,
just there 2 weeks ago.
oh,
We
nice.
my
Yeah.
my daughter for her 13th birthday came over and said, "Dad, I want to go walk around New York City." And I'm like, "Who the hell do you think we are? Like, what makes you think we can just go walk around New York City for the weekend?" So I caved and took her.
It's amazing.
uh,
What do you guys, I
ah,
assume, had a great time?
we just walked around, yeah. Well, let me tell you, so she brought one of her friends. We didn't do anything because 13-year-old girls just want to use their phone on the hottest Instagram spot and then go to the next one. So I'm like, I want to eat. I want to be part of New York. I want to, hang out and do because we took them a couple years ago to see. We didn't go at Christmas time, but we took them a couple years ago, and so we saw all the sights of New York City, and she was like, "I just want to eat too." And I'm like, "Okay." But then we got there and they were like, "Let's do the picture up here and the picture up here." So we had I mean, it was a great time, but I could live in New York. I love New York City. It's one of my favorite places to visit.
It's it's so funny that the kids want to do like the Instagram tours of where like famous shots were. My
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend, when his first time in New York, we had to do the Seinfeld tour. Like we visited all those like Seinfeld spots, like where the soup
Yeah.
Nazi was,
The
where the
soup
diner
Nazi, yeah.
exterior is. So I created like I mapped out like all the key spots to see with that. It was so fun.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah, you got to
awesome.
eat when you're in New York. That's the best part about it. Are you all in Ohio?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my nephew
yeah.
is a freshman at Ohio State right now.
Oh,
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 He's
okay.
nice,
cool.
loving
nice.
it.
So we're like
Yeah.
an
Yeah,
hour. We're an hour away from Columbus.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely need to
yeah.
go visit him while he's there. So I'm
Columbus
excited. He's
Columbus is
having the
an
time of
eat
his life.
place too. If you're
Yeah,
in
if
Yeah,
you're a
that's
Columbus,
what
foodie.
I'm hearing.
Columbus is an eat. Oh my God, there's so much good food in Columbus.
Oh, good. I'll need some recommendations because I'm a
So
foodie and
go find any restaurant in German Village. Like
I hear a
that
lot
place
about
okay.
the
is,
German Village.
yeah, the German Village is just wonderful food everywhere. Anything by the campus that's like um TikTok, Instagram famous is
Yeah.
kind of worth eating. There's a couple sandwich shops and everything,
Is
but
is
you
PJ's on that list?
yeah, PJ's, the sandwich place.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's so much good food in Columbus.
Oh, nice. I can't wait to go visit him, but I'll wait till after winter. I can't do
Yes,
winter anymore. It's
yes.
too much.
Well,
No,
listen,
it's
Ohio
terrible.
winters
I
are
went to
weird.
school in Wisconsin.
It's 60 degrees here today.
Oh, that's not bad. I know the weather's
No,
been so weird.
well, yeah,
I was in New York the beginning of December and it was like 25 degrees and I came home with a cold. And then like 2 weeks later, it was like 65 there.
yeah, yeah. That's when we were there. We were there when it was
Yeah.
65 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just in Wisconsin 2 weeks ago and it was like 50 degrees.
Oh, I wish it was like that when I went to school. I went to college there and winters were no fun, but I had a thicker skin
Uh,
back then. I've been in California now 23 years. So when they say your blood thins, it's true.
I know my little sister
it
pulls that crap all the
it
time. They were home and she was like, "It's so cold," and I'm like, "You grew up here. Stop." I mean, she's lived in Texas like 10 years now, but yeah.
I lived in Florida for 1 year, and that's all it took. I was done with winters after that. I haven't had the same tolerance in Ohio since that one, and I was, like, so astonished that what was it, like, 25 years of Ohio winters and just fine, and then 1 year in Florida, and now I'm just, like, over Ohio winters. When you can wake
Yeah,
up on
it
the beach in
was too.
Miami and do a sunrise beach run and then come back to Ohio, it's like, "Nah." I'm
Yeah.
over
You
it.
can do a sunrise run here.
Yeah,
In
no,
a
you
parka.
can't. I mean, you can, but you can't yeah. I was, like, up and ready to go down in Florida, but up here, I was like, "Oh, I'll just keep this going when I go back home," and no,
Yeah,
there was
right.
no keeping it going.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the cold is very it's yeah. I mean, it was like it was raining all of Christmas here. I mean, look, I'm in a turtleneck and it's probably only like 55 here. It's probably warm for you guys, but for us it's cold. But yeah,
Ooh.
it was rainy here all of Christmas and we just use this as an excuse to stay inside, watch Christmas
Yeah, I
movies and
like
feel
I
like we were
work
in the cold.
I felt healthy today and I had a few things to do and I chose to do the outdoor projects today because I was like, it's warm and it was 55 degrees.
Wow, got to take
Yep.
advantage of it.
Right.
So, other than your other book you're working on, is there any other projects that you're working on?
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved writing, so I've always, I've been writing forever. I have projects like I have like an actual children's book rhyming series that, I write on. I have a great idea for a fabulous movie idea. I love watching movies and I love crime movies, thriller movies. I have a great idea. So I wrote it as a short story. I'm not good at like writing a treatment or a screenplay. So I wrote it as a short story. I'm debating about trying to write it as an actual novel or a book. But again, I have a day job, so it's a lot of work, but I see, and promoting this has been a second day job for me, and it's been fun. But yeah, I hope, someday in retirement, maybe write more, but that's a long
Well,
way off. So, whenever
with
I can
as
just
much
write here and there.
yeah, with as much that you are trying to get out and the fact that you've already been in Hollywood, can you tell the difference in the framework of how it is to get things done now compared to what it was then? Because back then, and from what you've seen, it's like movie scripts have to be done this way, they have to be done this way, they have to be done this way. And nowadays, if you just make a funny TikTok, you can do a whole movie series on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, so the movie thing, I don't, like to that point with my story idea, some people have given me advice like, even if you write as a short story, if it gets published even like in a article or something and somebody sees it, then they can option that as a treatment. But I've seen it even just with this book, The Wine Lover's Guide to Parenting. When I wrote it 13 years ago, I was trying to get it published then, and it was such a different process back then.
Right.
Even, not everything was as automated online. Everybody had a different process of you had to print it out, have a different cover letter, different, it was like doing 20 different college essays.
Right.
Now it's just, I think it's a different process to if you're submitting a manuscript, it's more, online and more direct. But yeah, I think technology is certainly helping, but also, like you said, I don't know, some of it's just like coming from these
Yeah, you
TikTok videos. Yeah.
it gets so oversaturated and because everybody can do it. So it's hard to find the good content amongst all of it, but
Yeah,
at
and it's
least
hard to
everybody's
know
getting
what
a
to do. Like,
chance to do it.
like I'm trying to get this book out there, and so many people are like, you have to have a presence on TikTok. I'm like, I've done a couple TikTok videos, but I don't know TikTok. I'm an Instagrammer. I'm old. I don't know. It's like I'm trying, but it's hard. It's really hard, and to know the hashtags and all that,
Yeah.
it's work. Yeah.
Well,
Man.
there's 3 of us working on this, and 3 of us for just this. It's hard to do
Yeah.
all the social
It's
media.
Yeah.
yeah, that social media stuff is even if it is a 5-minute video, it takes a hell of a lot more to just try to find the minute and the idea and then just
Yeah.
go with it. It's yeah.
Oh man. I had the
Chris,
hardest
why don't
time
you
like
tell us let's everybody pause and let Chris tell us about his. Go ahead, Chris.
about my video.
Yeah, about your successful use of social media.
Well, it took like what, 4 months to finally just get my like 1 minute intro video out. Like I am so camera shy. That's kind of why we started this, was just it was like out of my comfort zone. It was an excuse to meet up with a couple friends to just bullshit for an hour or so once a week, just kind of make it a thing that we have to do, so that we don't just, oh yeah, we should get together, but so now we get together. And the talking, I can do the talking, but like the video, oh my gosh, I had like over 200 takes of just like the simplest thing. And I'm like, I want to be supportive of the group. I want to be involved, but man, when it comes to holding a camera phone in my face and talking to a camera, it just, man, that's terrible. I haven't recovered from that yet to even do my next one. So
Does
So
anybody have the blooper
detrimental.
reel of all those 200 takes?
No, I wish we did though. That'd be great.
Luckily, I had to delete them all. My phone was bogging down. Jeez.
You were over your
And
storage with all the takes.
yeah, and like I had to go with the one take because I tried the pausing and then re-entering, and like it was just it wasn't working either. So yeah, it was not fun. I'm definitely going to be the anchor, the dragging anchor on that side of things. So I gotta find a place where I shine so I can make up for that. I'm still looking.
We're still waiting.
Everybody has their capabilities. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. The TikTok thing too. It's like understanding the algorithm, like even just understanding the hashtags. It's a whole different game. Like I don't even know. Yeah,
It's
it's wild.
like
Kids are making like more money than I'll ever see just from like doing posting feet.
right. I thought about it. I was like, I'll just post my feet. Nobody will know who I am. Somebody's got to like my feet.
Do you know what the weird shit people are doing to those pictures of those feet, buddy?
I don't care. Just give me $10.
As long as it pays the bills.
Yeah, if I got paid, I don't even need to know what they're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah. But like Chris was saying, when we started this, it was just us talking about like how we're dads and everything. And then I started getting emails from people like you who wanted to come on. I was like, this ain't real. That's not a real dude. This dude's trying to scam me. And I think the first guy we came on was a lawyer from LA. And I was like, this is not real, but I'll email back. I'll do it. And he comes on. I was like, no way. And then we had the other guy who made a documentary. I was like, this is definitely fake. This is not a real guy. And then after that, we started getting more messages. It's like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing now. And I don't know what I'm doing at all.
Oh, but that's the beauty of it. Like we said, it's like, sometimes that's why I love the organic nature of this. And like, it allows you also like, it's storytelling, and storytelling is really the best human connection. And we've lost the art of that so much with like social media and being on, things manipulated, taking 200 cuts to edit it together. It's like everything's manipulated. And this is just, shooting the shit, spitting it. It's like all the organic conversations. And I think, it's a lost art. And so people are really gravitating towards that too. And then also when you're promoting something, you want to be able to story tell and not just have like a snippet of, it allows you to like really get into like why I wrote the book or what it's really about, where it came from in the history, and podcasting allows that. So I love it. And I thank you guys again for letting me come and be on it.
Absolutely. I get so excited.
Great to have you here.
Yeah. I don't think people listen to us. So when someone reaches out, I'm like, all right.
Joel thinks nobody listens to us at all, but I see the numbers. And I'm like,
I know you see
people
the
are
numbers,
listening.
but yeah.
I get messages from friends and stuff, and they'll just jump in conversation. Oh man, that part. I'm like, it takes me a minute to catch up. Like, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, the pod. Oh, okay, you listen to the podcast.
It takes you a minute
that's
to catch
cool.
up in the podcast anyway.
I mean, it does, but I could just use it as an excuse. But it's cool though. I mean, because we are accomplishing that somewhat, the organicness, because my friends will message me and just jump in the conversation like they were there and continue the conversation. So that's kind of a cool aspect. And then I like having the guests on because it's like listening to a podcast, but we're actually hosting it. So it's like, oh, we get to steer the conversation and we get to ask the questions. And whereas if you're just listening to somebody else, and it's like you're at the mercy of their interviewing skills. Not that we have skills, but it's like cool. We can go here with it and have fun with it.
Well, like you said, it takes you out of your comfort zone, right? Like that's how it started for you guys, and just building something that was new and unique for you. By next year, I'm going to be seeing videos of you doing TikTok dances. You're going to be all over the video scene. I know.
It's going to be Chris. We're going to make Chris
taking baby steps.
He's going to be the front man just because of it.
That's
Watch
right.
Me learn how to do the floss or whatever. That's that real awkward dance that the kids do.
Yeah.
Whatever one you want to try to learn. I love podcasts. I almost listen to podcasts more than I do music anymore. They're just, you get a variety of everything. Like Smartless with Jason Bateman and
so good.
Oh my God. I've listened to probably every episode of that they have.
Yeah, me too.
They get people on there that have things to promote, but they don't ever promote anything. Like they're just winging it the whole time.
Yeah, that show. I mean, these guys they're just hilarious, and their chemistry together, right? I mean, that's what it's all about too. You guys started this as friends because it's about the chemistry you guys have, and being organic and true to yourselves, and it makes the guest feel welcome and makes guests feel like part of the family as well. Yeah, Smartless is great. That's always my dog walking podcast in the afternoon.
I love that
Nice.
podcast.
I think we're gonna wrap this up because I got to wake up at 3 in the morning. So
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
go do our
Well,
real
thank you
talk.
Yeah.
I
guys
know.
again so much for having me on. It was so lovely chatting with you guys. So lovely to meet you all on video. Maybe one day when I'm in Columbus or nearby, get to meet you guys. But I really appreciate you having me on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good
Thank you
luck
for
with
Thanks
your
coming
for
on.
book.
coming.
Yeah.
And can you please tell everybody where they can find your book and where they can find you?
Yes, my Instagram is at Create a Great Story, and my website is now live, daniellefrankauthor.com, and you could find my book on amazon.com and barnesandnoble.com. It's, as I said, it's great for parents, aunts, uncles, caretakers, wine lovers, or just anybody that loves a good humor book. So it's really made for everybody.
And they might find you at a MGK concert at some point.
I did go to an MGK concert. Yes, you're looking at my Instagram. It was great. I gotta tell you, my friend, I love music. I go to any chance I get to go to concerts, but I wasn't as into him. And she was like, I love his new album. I'm dying to go. Will you go? And I'm like, "Ugh, I have so much on my plate right now. If it's not somebody I love, like I don't really want to spend time or spend money to go see a concert." And then I started listening to his new album. I'm obsessed with it. So I was like, all right, let's go. He's great. His new album is fantastic. I have it on repeat right
Nice.
now.
I
Yeah.
He's a
think
I'll have to
Cleveland
check
dude.
that out.
the persona that he tried to do earlier, like being a hard ass stuff, I was so annoying because you could tell in him he's not that. So this
Yeah.
new album to where he's like just having fun and sounds like a regular, like when he did the song with Jelly Roll, the Take Me Home song,
Yeah.
where they kind of covered Take Me Home Country Road. Oh my god, that
Yeah.
was so good. Like
So
that's
good.
I mean, yeah, if he would just, go to that persona, I think he'd really, you know,
I
strive
think
even
that's
more.
the evolution for him. Like this new album is like, and it's great. And yeah, because I think my friend was telling me that the new diehard fan that she is, like part of the concert that we saw, he did most of his new album, but it was the anniversary of a different album, and I think he like added a different style to it, and he's coming back more to like this new style. It's really
Yeah.
good. Big fan now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. It was fun. And hopefully we'll get to talk to you again. We'll
Yeah, I
definitely want
hope
to hear about that
so.
next book. That next book, we
Oh yeah, I
definitely
want
want
to
to
hear
talk
about
to
the
you.
whiskey book. Yeah, I have questions for that. I didn't want to
Absolutely.
ask any because it was more, I wanted to stay focused on your wine book, but I already have plenty of questions for your whiskey book. So
Perfect. It gives me another excuse to chat with you guys when I'm promoting that.
absolutely,
So
All right.
amazing. Well, thank you again for having me.
Hey, thank you. We'll
absolutely.
see you.
Take care,
All right.
Danny.
Take care, guys.
Like,
Bye.
All right, guys. That was a good one. That was fun. Glad she came on.
Yeah, it was awesome.
yeah, she was a very interesting guest. Hear her point of view wasn't a terrible thing.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
me too.
I'm
Look
definitely
at,
yeah,
look at this
that
little
next
clap.
book. I'm
Did you
definitely
do the
Do I
looking
have
little
forward to
clap?
that
I couldn't
whiskey
hear
book.
it.
do I have a clap? No, wait. That was
No,
the wrong
yeah,
one.
that was you have a clap. You had it
I
on there.
thought I did. I know this one's not it. Is this one it?
Oh damn.
That's
Nice.
Chris.
That'll come in handy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it
I'm
is.
definitely
All right.
looking
I don't
forward
have
to
the
that.
claps anymore.
Oh, too bad. That whiskey book sounds awesome.
The whiskey book
I
does.
would like to read it and drink
I
whiskey while reading it.
I I don't know if I always get the idea of people like pairing your personality to something, but I do like the whiskey to a dog. I could
Yeah.
do.
A little
I guess
no
just because I
bias.
like whiskey. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Well, oh
dogs
my
and
gosh.
but I
whiskey.
could like I can. It's funny. I was looking at my bottles, going, "Well, that's a that, and that's a that," and so I was already doing it in my head.
So imagine there's
So
people that like wine like you like whiskey, I don't know. Maybe they might get it.
Yeah. That's good. I don't know. That would be a good one. We'll
yes,
Keep her in the
maybe.
keep her in the Rolodex.
Yeah, sure. Um,
clown.
the more and more we get into this and trying to figure out what our podcast is,
This is it.
and
This is
after
us.
doing this one, I know it is,
This is us.
my mood changed a little bit into it because it was like, yeah, she's she's not a parent. she's not married, so it's like we're trying to go one way, but really when you sit down and talk to her and listen to her point of view, I'm sure it could bring interest to some part of what we're
Yeah.
trying to do. So
Yeah.
I like the outside looking in part, the observations
Yep.
that she takes in and what she's seen and things you notice, right? Uh,
yeah.
a
I
great
can think
example
back
for
to
me
that.
was I'm gonna use Chris's favorite dude, Elon, when that
Yeah.
kid tweeted out to Elon like, "Hey man, why don't you use another thruster?" And all these people, well, I
Oh
think that
yeah.
was it. And all those people were like,
Yeah.
"Who are you? You're not a scientist. You're not a rocket scientist." And Elon tweeted him back like, "Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what we're going to do. Actually, thanks."
Yep.
He wasn't
I
an
I l-
engineer.
That
I
doesn't take an
love the
expert.
fact that for 10 years you have dogged the shit out of Mango about Elon. And then you take one fucking ride in a Tesla, and now you just want to talk about Elon all the time.
Dude, you see those new Tesla?
Killing me.
uh, no,
I know.
that was fun. I'm glad she came on. Definitely get her book. It's fun. It's a fun book. Like I said, it reminds me of Shel Silverstein. I like those
Yeah.
books.
That excerpt was very yeah, you're right on with that. That's a great reference because I've actually talked to people that are like book reader people, like nerd snobs and all that. Never heard of Shel Silverstein. I grew up on him in the
What?
library in
I don't
elementary
even
school.
read,
Yeah,
and
like
I know who that is.
Yeah.
Where the Sidewalk Ends. Okay, Where the Sidewalk
Yeah.
Ends is the only one I can actually remember, but I know there's like two others that were great, and even there was a little Dr.
Where the
Seuss in there. I felt like.
sidewalk ends too.
Nice.
And 3,
Isn't the what's
there's a tree.
something in the attic?
That's one of the
Oh yeah, yeah,
experts,
yep.
I
Something
think.
that might actually be the title. Something in the attic.
That could be.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah,
Yeah, and I'm
so
half dumb. Look at that.
yeah, you're doing pretty good.
I know.
I knew you can make it on your own.
I can't
I
make it
love
on
that
my own.
she knew who Silverstein was. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was like, okay,
She
you're
seemed like
legit.
she was very much into writing or you know books in
Yeah.
general. It definitely seemed like even though her path has been uh, this is why I muted my mic 45 times.
Oh my
We
god.
Uh
appreciate it.
Oh, yeah,
Not a
we do.
problem. She even though she's in like the wine world and the Hollywood world, it definitely seemed like she belongs in the author situation. She's very well spoken and
Down to earth too, like real down to
very
earth.
down to earth. Yeah. Very nice lady.
I think she
Yeah.
fit in great
So
with us.
get her book, check it out. I liked it. I'm almost done with it. I got it on the Kindle because Trisha has a Kindle and I used it.
Aren't
Nice.
you special?
Also, the Kindle's weird. Like
It is weird.
it's a paper Kindle. It looks like a
What?
page, like a paper
Oh
page,
yeah,
you
that
know.
part.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
doesn't have like a normal operating menu. It's like
No,
down on the like you got to download the book into it, right?
I don't know. I hate the whole thing. I hate the whole Kindle. It's stupid. I Nope, it's dumb. Even if they came and they're like, "Hey, we'll give you money to talk about Kindle," and I'll be like, "I'll talk about it. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna
I
be
think
real
yeah,
bad."
I don't think we've ever successfully kept one. I think we've gotten them like the Nook and the Kindle
Stupid.
and yeah.
Stupid.
I don't think we've ever and Sarah loves reading and she uses her iPhone now just to read because
Yeah.
it's
I
easier to operate. You pull the
I
book
don't
up, you
understand
What
why
flip the
people get
page.
I love
Kindles.
Audible.
Get an iPad.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah.
Audible,
love
yeah.
Audible.
Well,
Love
an
it.
Audible,
I
yeah.
know. I was trying to use it. I was trying.
That's why
I use Libby, and it's
who's
from
she?
the. It's she. Well, so I have the Dayton Library app, and then Libby is the one where you convert it to the audio book.
Oh, yeah. I think Trisha uses the Troy Library app.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. That's
Where'd
cool.
Chris go?
I don't know. He just at least he didn't run off while we had our guest on.
Well, that's true too.
But yeah, I definitely think she needs to do an audio version of her book.
That would be
When
cool.
she read that expert, that was great.
Yeah, yeah, and she's another like so far. Eric has the smoothest speaking voice, dude. was reading the book and talking to
Oh,
us, it was
yeah.
like it was so kind of cool to hear both.
But I think
But I could
it's
listen to her read a book.
I think it's because the characters he's portraying, right?
Oh,
I
maybe.
think that has to do with it. Like it just fits perfect with his voice of that
Yeah.
those characters. But no, yeah, I agree. So all right, guys. I think we're done here. I'm tired of seeing you guys' faces.
Yeah,
rude.
we got work tomorrow. I
That's
gotta
rude.
actually go back to work tomorrow.
You have to
Oh my
work?
god, you got
Where are you
work?
flying to?
Dude, I don't know where all I'm flying to, but I know I have a 30-hour overnight in Little Rock, Arkansas that I am so pissed
Oh my
about.
god.
I
That
asked for 2 days
sucks.
off this month. Yeah, I asked for 2 specific days off this month, and they screwed it up, and
You
I
had
had to
to
work
ask
on
for
both
days
of them.
off. You didn't get like 3 weeks off automatically.
Hey, wait, how's that work? Why
Well,
do you
you
have
know.
to ask for 2 specific days because you had things to do?
Yeah. I was trying to go to the cheer comp with the fam and everything, but no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Little Rock, Wilmington, North Carolina. I just call them Carolinas, and I'm flying. Like, hey, welcome aboard this flight. We're headed to Charlotte, uh, Carolina. Yeah, they merged. They're no longer North and South. It's just one Carolina.
Nice.
'Cause I can
You
never
hear that?
remember which
You hear
one's
that from a
which.
pilot. He doesn't know where he's going at all.
Great.
He's
But yeah,
So
and
you're
then
gonna. So you fly to the Carolinas and then you fly
yep.
into Little Rock and you sit there for 30 hours.
30 hours, yeah, so a whole day, like, I get in that evening, and then
What are
the
you
whole
gonna
next day I
do?
sit there, and
whatever he
I
wants.
can get a
There's
rental car,
nothing in Little Rock.
um I know. Well, then the next
There's no
night's,
I've drove through it 3
Bentonville.
times. There's nothing.
I almost prefer Bentonville for a 30 night because that's, like, hometown of us, Walmart headquarters. I could probably go check out some Walmart museum or something.
Oh, yeah. There's
But, yeah, I
nothing.
mean,
Like,
they're both out there in BFE. Yeah, I'm not excited about it, so I complained to my union about it
how many
because
why?
'cause
Um,
They're gonna be like, "What are you complaining about? We give you 4
we're
weeks off at a time."
well, but the other thing that sucks is you're not getting paid for those 30 hours, are you?
I do get per diem and 4 hours of pay for the whole day. So we
Alright.
have our
I mean, I guess
minimum,
that's
like,
not
if we're on the road, yeah. That's like
Yeah.
Just
$700
think
just
about
to
that,
sit
Joe. He
in
gets
Bentonville.
4 weeks off,
Yeah, I just
but he
fucking
gets
I'm gonna
4
punch him
hours
in
a
the
day.
throat. He just makes dumb statements, and they're all recorded. So when he says "nuh-uh," we could just let's go back to "Hey Dad," episode 39.
Joe, he also doesn't have time, okay?
I
He
know
just
he's
doesn't have time.
Yeah.
How many days are you working? How many days are you working?
Let's see, I
Let me
didn't
look
call off
here.
any this month, so I actually have to work the whole
Oh,
time.
he
It
also
looks like
calls
15 days.
off when he's got 4 weeks
No,
off
I
at a
mean this
time.
trip. How many days are you? How many days is this
Oh,
trip?
it's with the day and counting the day in Bentonville, I'll be gone for 5 days.
Oh, okay.
But dude, that's
And then you
brutal. Like
have 30
if
days off.
yeah. Yeah, basically. No, like 3 dude, this month sucks. We won't get into it now, but yeah. No, the only thing frustrating now is just like having, and I'm sure Mango can attest maybe. Yeah, I mean, Molly leaves for a few weeks at a time. When they're this little, like, dude, every day is like so much and every day. So 5 days is going to be brutal being away
It's funny you
from the
say that
baby.
because when we had, there's one moment that I remember when Wesley was little. I went on the golf trip. I was gonna start
One
rapping, but then I
opportunity.
realized I can. Yeah, I got you. Uh,
Couldn't remember the next line.
we we
One
we
moment. I was gonna rap, but I don't know the next word.
um
If you had one
I had
shot.
gone on the golf trip. I had gone on the golf trip. Wesley was, months old. He wasn't a year old or whatever. And we left and I came home. And when I came home, Sarah had came out holding Wesley, and I went to grab him, and he kind of went like because he didn't
Oh,
realize who I was. Yeah, it was
yeah.
like I guess that's probably why I remember it. But
Oh man.
yeah, he it took him a minute. And I grabbed him. He probably smelled me or whatever, and was like, "Oh, okay, I got you."
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're gone for 5 days and they're months old, you can have a little bit of a moment, but then they turn into assholes, and you just
Yeah,
wish it would happen
I
again.
don't
So
take
don't
that
worry about it.
stuff to heart. Like,
I
I
didn't
mean,
think that
Molly's
I did
always going
either.
for mom. She's always going for mom. She's
Sure.
starting to want to come to me, but like, I don't take it to heart.
Yeah. Wesley was a little different. Uh, Riley was the only one that didn't want anything to do with me. Wesley was, he needed her just because she fed him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All right, fellas, you guys got to go to work.
Yep.
All right.
What are you gonna do?
Womp,
Nothing.
womp, womp.
Oh my god.
Cough.
I'm sorry. I didn't have time to hit. I was trying to hit it. That didn't want to hit. Say goodbye so I don't cough in your ear anymore.
All right, guys. Thank you again to Danielle Frank for coming on. Go get her book, follow her, and you guys can find us and follow us on Facebook. Just type in "Hey Dad," maybe throw a podcast in there. We should pop right up. You can also email us at heydadhd@aol.com. We will email you back, and you can find us on TikTok. Jewel, where do they find us on TikTok?
Hey Dad 166 and
And
Instagram at hey_dad 2025.
is there even anything on our Instagram?
Not yet. I
Okay,
just
you don't have
started
to
But
it.
follow
it's
us there yet.
there. But it's there.
It's
And you
there.
can find us
Go ahead.
on X. Chris?
Hey, Dad. 11:37.
Hey Dad
That's it.
11:11:37 because he froze.
Oh, thanks.
I'm glad you're getting the number right, Chris.
It only took like
And
6
you can
months.
also leave us a comment on Spotify because we will see it on there. If you leave us comments on Apple or any other streaming platform, we'll eventually see them, but we will most likely see them on Spotify. And
Any
you can
f-
find
any
us
friends?
on all those platforms.
Any friends of ours out there listening? You guys want to come on? Shoot us an email. We'll have you on.
Yeah, we'll have you
Dad
on.
friends,
We'll shoot the shit with you. We'll call
Hell
you
yeah.
gay. Just kidding. We
Well,
won't call you
maybe-
gay. We'll call Joel gay. We'll call Joel gay together.
You're so special.
Oh, some old stories from us growing up.
Yeah. With that being said, thank you
But you're here.
guys.
Remember that one time?
And we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Alright, that's it. We're wrapping it up. Put the dad jokes back on the shelf. Buckle up. We laughed, we learned, we might have rambled a bit, but hey, that's what dads do best. Admit it. Hey, Dad, thanks for hanging around for the bad advice that somehow works out. Life's a mess, but we're doing okay. We'll figure it out. Probably next episode. Hey.